Since the beginning of the today trading day, currencies have been moving sideways. Yesterday, the situation was almost the same. However, just after the opening of the US trade, the pound sterling started gaining in value. Although the rise in the British pound is not as strong as it was last week, it's still quite substantial. Notably, the UK is still on the Christmas holiday. Thus, the pound sterling is in a great demand, even despite the fact that now it's impossible to conduct any financial operations in this currency. That's why yesterday's scenario may repeat today. The publication of macroeconomic reports is the only difference between today and the previous trading day. The US is going to disclose its house price index data that may show a decline. Such a report could have pointed to a possible slowdown in the inflation growth. However, the house price index has even a smaller influence on inflation than the producer price index. Thus, a decline in house prices will hardly affect consumer prices. In addition, last week, market participants ignored even more significant reports. That's why today traders are unlikely to pay attention to the data of minor importance. Let us focus on trading charts. The euro-dollar pair is hovering near the upper limit of the range between 1.1225 and 1.1355, where a wide amplitude was replaced by a narrow one. This could be a signal about the accumulation process ahead of new price changes. A drop could replace stagnation near the upper limit of the range if the price bounces from the mentioned border. Once the price fixes below 1.1300, traders will receive a sell signal. As a result, the quote may slide to 1.1265 or 1.1225. According to the alternative scenario, the euro-dollar pair may break the upper limit of 1.1355. In this case, traders will receive a short-term buy signal with a target of 1.1400. However, the main signal about a change in the market sentiment will be provided after the price consolidates above 1.1400 on the daily chart. Yesterday, the pound-dollar pair renewed last week's high of 1.3436. However, this did not lead to considerable changes since the pair remained almost at the same level. This proves that the price may stagnate. However, sometime later, new price swings may boost market activity. Although the price showed a jump, the main trend remains bearish on the daily chart. The upward movement could be considered a corrective one. Since the speculative activity is very high, we may see price swings that will allow the pair to leave the sideways channel. Thus, buy orders could be initiated above 1.3450 in the 4-hour period. In this case, the pair may continue its corrective movements towards 1.3510. The downward scenario will become possible after the price fixes below 1.3370. This may lead to a decline to 1.3290. How is trading going to unfold in the short term? We will definitely tell you in our next video reviews. Don't miss them and stay up to date with the latest market news. See you!